Two teams more than ready to get this one started. And we are underway from Ford Field. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Right to the air is Daniels. Man open, that's Deebo Samuel. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 13 yards on the game's opening play. And we see the emphasis early here. Get your star receiver involved, able to do it successfully.
Not a bad start to begin with, that's for sure. And to me, this play says our guy is better than your guys. Because, you know, a player of his stature, he won't just be single covered all game long. It's going to involve multiple people. And right away, they told the other team, guess what? He's just better.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. The first carry for Jeremy McNichols. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up third down.
That was a good illustration of setting the edge as a defensive end, being able to make sure that you stay on your feet no matter what type of block, and you're not going to get pushed inside. Stayed home, skated to the outside, and made the play.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. That is caught. And he's going to have a Commander's first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball, and sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's second and 11.
Have to give credit for a nice play there, but also have to look at it as a blown assignment. He became a free runner that turned into a free hitter.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on second down and 11. They'll run for the first time with Austin Eckler. And he's going to get it across the midfield stripe into Lion territory. 4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7.
What a luxury to have a guy like this who can not only spell your starter, but can come in and keep drives going.
Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7. To the air goes Daniels. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A big gain of 31 on 3rd down.
Well, as my dad would say sometimes, I'm just scratching my head here trying to figure out what was going on there defensively. How did you lose him in the middle of the field? If you're going to lose a receiver, make sure it's someone on the short side of things, not deep downfield, that can hurt your defense.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Robinson up the middle. He'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line.
Not a big run, not an explosive run, but they've held the ball for plenty of plays on this drive. They're just trying to impose their will on the defense right now.
Here's 2nd and 7. On the option, here's Eckler. He will push his way down to about the 14. Just a couple on the ground there, and that's going to bring up 3rd and about 6.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Here's 3rd and 6. To throw is Daniels. This ball is caught. He's got Deebo. And the Commanders are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
That's a big conversion there on 3rd down, and this has been a great opening drive. You know, at this point, they'd hate to settle for 3, but they've created a fresh set of downs and a 1st and goal.
Robinson diving for the end zone, and he'll get there. Touchdown.
Well, just about an ideal start to this one offensively, because on the road, you want to make sure you quiet the home crowd early. And how do they do it? Nice march to start things off. Let the run game find its footing early. That drive certainly checked a lot of boxes, and they finished it off with a touchdown run.
Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT, and that makes the score 7-0. A pretty long drive that time, 11 plays all told. And it was capped off by the touchdown run from Brian Robinson. Kick team out there for the Commanders as they send this one away. Well, now how about this return? And he's all the way up across the 40 and down at the 42. Great return. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. They're led onto the field by the former Cal Bear and the #1 overall pick in 2016, Jared Goff.
A little bit of his own signature style out there, but for this guy, he really plays the game in a different way. It's led to a couple double takes from us up here as we see him as something truly unique. It's not that he's just the strongest passer or the best athlete to ever play the position. He just has a certain way of seeing the action, and it allows him to make some special plays out there.
So 8 yards on the completion there, and it'll be second and a couple. In motion right, one of the tight ends. From the 50, it's Goff. A little short pass here taken in by Laporta. Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a Lion that's shaken up. Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. In motion, the tight end. Goff now looking to throw. Wright's got it. So the completion good for just 3. And that'll make it second down.
It's vitally important to wrap him up immediately, because if you let that big guy get a head of steam up, boy, then you've got real trouble trying to get him down.
But they're able to hold him to a short gain on first down. From the 43, here's second down and 7. Play action. It's Goff. That's to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete.
Well, he left no doubt about that one, because even though he hasn't left the pocket, he's got a receiver in the area, so it's not grounding, even though there was no way that ball was going to be caught.
And now on third down, they'll need to get it to the 36 to pick up the first. Goff. He's got his target. That's complete. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 30. 12 yards on third down as the drive rolls on.
Plenty of things to talk about here, partner, but to me, their defense gave up a touchdown on the first drive. How about how they're responding, coming back? That's a big third down pickup to keep their drive alive.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter action now from Detroit, and it's the homestanding Lions who have the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. They'll run for the first time with a speedster, Jahmyr Gibbs. And he works his way free all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down at will.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
In motion goes Patrick. Here's Goff. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
That's an excellent play by the defender. He diagnosed that one, closed quickly, and helped force the incompletion.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. They'll send a tight end in motion right. Straight ahead with Gibbs here. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
A shotgun snap for Goff. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. Jared Goff to Amon-Ra St. Brown. And the Lions are an extra point away from drawing level. They went empty backfield, all their weapons out wide, so there really was no secret here to what they were going to do.
No secret, but they still had to execute it, and they still had to protect the guy throwing the ball because oftentimes when you empty the backfield, people bring pressure at you. They managed to hold in there and successfully complete the touchdown pass.
Now the extra point. It's up and good, and we're tied at 7 here in quarter number 2. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told, and it's capped off by a touchdown for the Lions. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. This offense making its way back out, led by their wide receiver. And it may be time for this defense to start throwing a second defender his way, because whatever they've done, it has not worked in this first half. Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. A lot of time for this unit to game plan on the sideline after that drive that they watched the other side just score. But remember, last time they were out, they scored as well. We'll see if they can seize that momentum right back.
And they have had a lot of time to cool off from reaching the end zone the last time. So have they been able to keep themselves mentally sharp and into this game, even though they haven't been on the field? And you and I both know, one big play, though, gets them right back up to that level.
On the give, here's Robinson. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or else he'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
And this offense on 3rd down today, a perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 4. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's going to have a Commander's first down by about 3 yards or so as they wind up getting 7 there on 3rd and 4.
And that's understanding where the markers are, because it's not just running to them. Because on the catch, you can actually be pushed back before the first down. It's getting past it and allowing that opportunity to drift back towards the first down line and still having picked it up. Really well run.
And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. It'll go as a pickup of 14 and a Washington first down.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, Find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Handoff now to Robinson. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Throwing now is Daniels. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. Here's Daniels. This one incomplete. Probably should have been picked. A little nonchalant with the throw to the safety valve, and it's 4th down.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
Feeling like they're not quite in field goal range yet. They're going to go for it on 4th. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Commanders went for it, but they cannot pick up the first. And the Lions will take over. So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. It doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are jubilant.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Back to throw. Goff. A little short pass here taken in by Laporta. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And it'll be 2nd down.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
From the 42-yard line, here's 2nd down and 7. They'll send the big tight end in motion right. Goff now looks to throw. He gets this out wide to Gibbs. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard. Heck of a play there to get to him quickly and get him down for a loss.
I think they did a really nice job getting ready for this game, scouting, watching film, and understanding defensively what the play design was.
This pass down the field for Gibbs. And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in. On 4th down, Jack Fox on to punt for Detroit. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. The Washington offense set to take over. And a drive that stalled out last time. Went for it on 4th, didn't get it. How does that translate here? I would imagine momentum's with the defense.
Definitely with the defense, because anytime anyone goes for it on 4th down, that's telling you as a defense that you can't stop us. We don't think that you can. And when you actually do, that may put a little dent in the confidence of the offense the next time they hit the field.
Yeah, we'll see if they can bring that pride the offense this go-around. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a 1st down.
From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. Going to take a shot for Gallup. And that is incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender. Couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
Now a 2nd and 10. Now Daniels. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't incompletions on first and second down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
From the shotgun, it's Daniels. And he's able to hook up with Michael Gallup. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Daniels looking to throw. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here in this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
Here's 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw again. Ball delivered complete on the crossing route, Gallup. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5.
I know we just saw a nice throw and catch, but how about the big guys up front buying that time? Yeah, that's exactly what they did. They created time and allowed the space to happen, and it turned into a really nice play.
Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Back to throw again. A quick throw there is incomplete.
The coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
So on 4th down, Washington going to call on Tress Way to punt it away. Back deep, Khalif Raymond. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin them back. The Lions now taking over late in this first half. And they've got a little under 40 seconds to go if they want to try to put something together here. Now Goff. He'll let this go deep for St. Brown. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
And they're not going to go quietly into this halftime break. They know they're in for a fight, so they're trying to make every possession count. They took the big shot there, but it winds up incomplete.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Here's Goff. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
This defense has passed its first 2 tests by forcing back-to-back incompletions. They know that there's probably another throw coming on 3rd down. Let's see if they decide to force the issue by sending people on a blitz.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. This time they stay on the ground. And they'll indeed stop him on 3rd down. And now what do you want to do with your timeouts? Now Washington going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. Here's Jack Fox now. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. So possession goes over here on the punt. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. Throwing to start the drive. Daniels over the middle, complete to Samuel. Now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. They'll look to throw here on first down. And that's to the left sideline and incomplete. Second and 10. Operating from the gun, Daniels. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it. Michael Gallup, that's who he was looking for. And it's third down. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. A final shot before break. Daniels. He's going to throw one up for the end zone. And it'll be intercepted. And nothing comes of this last-ditch attempt at points as time will run out on this first half. There you have it. Halftime quickly over. Third quarter, here we go. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Set and ready to go for the second half. One touchdown apiece, 7-7 our score. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Lions offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game. No need to panic. No need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the first half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the Gipper. Let's just go out and play our best football and win one for us.
Goff and this Lions offense set for a 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. A little short pass here taken in by Laporta. So the completion good for 7 there. And that's going to bring up second down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he was unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
From the 38 now, here's 2nd and 3. In motion goes Patrick. He'll get this one to Patrick. Here now, 3rd and a yard. To throw is Goff. Pass taken in by his big tight end. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. But forget the run on 3rd and 1. They shock the D and rip off a pretty big play.
They made that way too easy for them. No one is supposed to be that open against an NFL defense. Once he caught the ball, there wasn't anybody close enough to stop him. And he was able to continue downfield after making the catch.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Gibbs straight ahead, and he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
And that'll be caught by St. Brown. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. It'll be a gain of 5, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Here's Goff. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
That's a pretty play there. Got in at the last second, helped force the ball free, and kept them out of the end zone.
Now the Lions, they send out the field goal unit here. A 33-yarder from the left hash. And his kick is indeed good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. They don't get a touchdown here on the opening drive of the 3rd quarter, but I think maybe you still say mission accomplished as they come away with the lead.
No, absolutely. You keep the pressure on, right? You go downfield, get some points up on the board, and hope that you've motivated your defense to take the field and hold that lead.
Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And bulldozing his way through. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. First possession of the second half now for Washington. And they find themselves down on the scoreboard following the field goal a moment ago.
And I think even though they trail in the game now, I would consider that a win for their defense, and that's probably what they're telling the offense when they get to the bench. Hey, the onus is on you guys now. Get back out there and get us the lead back.
To the air goes Daniels. Open man is Samuel, complete. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards. Ball on the 36 now. Here's 2nd down and 2. To throw is Daniels. And he will find his man, Samuel. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. He has a first down, and that catch will also put him over 100 yards receiving now on the afternoon.
And it's pretty evident that this passing game has been frustrated so far. They haven't really moved the ball the way we might have expected. But this is a good pickup here for the first down.
Throw to the right here, taken in by McLaurin. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Second down and a yard. Room to maneuver at the 35. And all the way down to the 33-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down. On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And a 5-yard gain as he's down inside the 30 to the 28-yard line.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
From the 28, it's 2nd and 5. Option play, and they'll give to Eckler. And some determined running there as he'll pick his way down to the 12-yard line. They give him 16 yards there, and it's a Washington first down.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get them. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the first down on that run. Don't just ask for him. Show him that you're supposed to get the football.
They'll motion McLaurin left. Now here's a fake on the jet sweep, and a give to Robinson. He'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Up the middle with Eckler. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it 1st and goal.
Some good, strong running right there. Some power and some explosiveness just about got him into the end zone.
Working out of the gun, Daniels. And this is taken in for a Washington touchdown. Zach Ertz. A 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Commanders have retaken a third-quarter lead. There was a lot of zip on that pass, and baseball might have called that a frozen rope.
I like it when you bring the diamond into the game. I'm going back to the gridiron. Had some heat on that bad boy. Sometimes you throw a touchdown pass, and sometimes
you throw, what, a touchdown strike?
There you go. That's my man, in concert.
Gonzalez now to add the extra point. And that makes it 14-10. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it ends with a Zach Ertz touchdown. Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. So holding will scratch off some of that return.
And I know fans get frustrated when they see penalties of this sort on kick returns, but it is difficult to do it right against these moving targets at full speed. Hard to do.
When the holding penalty sets them back inside the 20 as they get going on this drive. Now it's Goff. That'll be caught. It's St. Brown. And he'll be touched down to the end, but a big play on that one. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now at Ford Field. It's the Lions trailing, but with possession of the football as we get set to bring you the fourth quarter. On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running, because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
Ball on the 40 now. Here's a 2nd down and 9. Goff now looking to throw. A little short pass here taken in by Laporta. A gain of 8 there on the play. And it'll leave them with 3rd and a full yard to go.
Well, it certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
Goff to St. Brown for the Detroit first down.
Well, you can absolutely feel the thought process there. They just gave up the touchdown. So in the huddle, they're telling each other, you don't want to give it back now on a 3-and-out. Nice job of making sure that they wouldn't, and they pick up the first down.
Out of the gun, they'll give to Gibbs. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Big Eddie Goldman there on the tackle. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
From the 50, it's Goff. He'll let this go deep for St. Brown. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
That was for the lead right there. They know they're in a position where fortune favors the brave. So they took their shot, but couldn't connect.
The Lions on third down. They've hit 4 of 7. This is 3rd and 10. Goff now to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 27-yard line.
And that's well executed there on third down, and I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
Now back to the ground. Here's Gibbs. Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. Second down.
Well, they've certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Back to throw. Goff. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Oh, that one's going to hurt big time because it's a one-score game, and they certainly thought with that throw they were getting a difference-making score right there.
Well, this drive, they're 2 for 2 on third down conversions, but they need 7 yards here. From the gun, Gibbs will get it. And they're knocking on the door now. There's a good run there. Going to take this to about the 10-yard line. That's a gain of 14.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. And he's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Tim Patrick from 10 yards out. And the Lions put together a fourth-quarter drive to take the lead. Plenty of scoring here of late, and our lead changes hands now in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, they just gave up a touchdown the other end, so they knew that with time getting short, they had to put something together here. And they were able to do so and retake the lead right back.
Now an important extra point here to stretch this lead to a field goal. He's got it, and this is indeed up to a 3-point lead. So that one a long 11-play drive, and the end result, a Detroit touchdown. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. Well, this offense and their wideout headed back onto the field. And you take a look at the numbers, not much to complain about on that ledger. He has been terrific to this point in the proceedings. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. We certainly have a good one on our hands. They're trailing after that last touchdown, but now a chance for this offense to try to snag that lead right back here in the fourth quarter. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll be second down. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down. Here's Daniels. This is Ertz on the pitch and catch. And he's down right around midfield after a gain of 2, maybe 3.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. They'll come up now. This is 2nd and long. Back to throw. He's got McLaurin. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. This crowd turning up the decibel level. It's 3rd and long. And they will advance this across midfield, but still well shy of a first as he's tackled at the 47. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Will the defense pressure or sit back? Here's 4th and 5. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Now a timeout called for by the offense, as he'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. Back to throw. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up second down.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
They'll look to throw. He completes this one to Terry McLaurin. And he is going to get out of bounds with the first down, so that's going to double their pleasure for sure. They get the first and save a timeout. Absolutely ideal there. Get a good size play, get out of bounds.
Well, you saw the coaching there. That is taught and it is emphasized. Get out of bounds, understand your situation, as well as just understanding the game.
Straight ahead, it's Robinson. And he's going to push his way down to about the 12.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. And I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. The Commanders going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. Here's first and goal. He'll look to throw. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete.
Oh, I like the calmness of how he played the ball here. No panic in his eyes as that throw arrived. Tracked it from the moment it left the quarterback's hand, and that's just where he needed to be to knock it away.
They'll go again from the 3 here on second and goal. He's back to throw. And that is, I think he caught it. He did, but they'll say out of bounds. It'll be incomplete.
Now we're in the situation where the quarterback's got to take full charge of his huddle. Got to totally command it, make sure all eyes are on him. All focus is locked in. Going to call multiple.
And I believe the referee's been buzzed. Yeah, they want to take another look at this call, and it's certainly a big one here late in a tight game. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How's the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
So the officials and the folks in New York got a second look at this one, and the call is going to be overturned. Gonzalez to add the PAT. It's up and good to make it 21-17. That one in the books as a 12-play drive. And the result, a touchdown for Washington. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The home team's offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And we'll take you through some of the highlights here. You'll notice he had a hand in a lot of them so far. He's got this offense rolling right now. Here's first and 10. Now Goff. And that's caught by Williams. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game. Two timeouts still in their back pocket. It's first and 10. Now it's Goff. Finding his big receiver Patrick over the middle. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. Here's second and a yard. Goff. Right side to Williams. The Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock. A big play looming on third down. Goff now to throw. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock. What a great sequence by this defense so far. They've given him nowhere to go with the football.
And they just have to make it stand up one more time because it appears that they've got their number. Can they not have a slip up here and allow the touchdown?
No choice but to go. Here's 4th down now. They go ahead and snap it. Gone. Pass taken in by his big tight end. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. What a game we were treated to in this one. And on that final play, they had a chance. They had the ball just beyond midfield for one final shot, but couldn't get it done, and they suffered the loss.
Yeah, and you mentioned how they had a chance on that final play, and getting it to midfield gave them that opportunity, hoping they could find their way to the end zone and make that miracle happen. A really good ending to an entertaining contest, though.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. With that, we say so long, everyone, from Ford Field.